recorded. Pa Kulawi is also here. Motana Pa Kulawi.
Okay.
Anyways,
so
guys.
Somebody might not be able to turn on the microphone. So we're going to run our class right now.
Okay, so Miki and I have been given the assignment to create a lesson regarding relationships. Well, Dhamma for relationships, not just couples. Okay, so relationships in general. So we live in this world because, you know, we have relationships, right? Ever since we're born, you know, we have a relationship with the parents and the siblings and friends, right? When we get older, you know, we get married. If, you know, some people get married, you have a relationship, right? And you have relationship when you're working with your colleagues, with your bosses, your subordinates, everyone around you, we have relationships.
Yes,
and
everywhere.
Today we're going to dissect into the reason why Dhamma can help all of us get along with each other better, and how is it going to also help us in not just this life, but in our future lives. We call that anakata. So let's dive into it, right? Shall we?
Yes. Okay. So started from last time, what we already shared with you guys, that if you learn Dhamma, of course, you need to know, you need to believe the past, you need to believe the future. So you need to believe that we're born many like lifetimes already. So if you believe that, all the Dhamma from Buddha will make sense for you.
Right. And that is the precondition, really, you know. So if you don't believe in past lives, the future lives, then it would be very difficult for us to talk. But luckily, I believe most of you do. So before we begin, so let's pay respect to the Buddha, and we do that by chanting Yo wo anantamaya thammo ja vinayo ja te sito panyato so wo mama jayena sattha. Yo wo anantamaya thammo ja vinayo ja te sito panyato so wo mama jayena sattha. Yo wo anantamaya thammo ja vinayo ja te sito panyato so wo mama jayena sattha. So Buddha, can someone tell us what is Buddha really? I mean, based on this picture, giving you a hint.
Based on your understanding.
Based on your understanding.
You can share anytime.
Yeah, and the quote above, what is Buddha in your understanding? Turn on the mic, turn on the microphone.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead and tell us.
Yeah, what Buddha is.
You can guess. There's no right or wrong answer in here. We're just sharing, okay? Anyone? We're gonna count down now. 3, 2. I think Sankirti, let's just have you, or 84,000 Dhammakanta. We got a text.
Already write it.
Right, yeah, in the chat box. So 84,000 Dhammakanta. Excellent, Sadhu. So yeah, Buddha Vajana, you could say that, right? You could say the Tipitaka, as you could see in the picture in the background, as well as the 84,000 Dhammakanta, as Ms. Sankamita said in the chat box. So well done there. And every time when we Sikkha, study Dhamma or recite, we always recite what? Namo, right? Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. The question is, why do we recite Namo tassa three times? Anyone knows the answer? Go ahead and turn on the microphone.
Or you can type it down.
I think Avatar, please. I think Avatar can tell. Avatar.
Mr. Avatar, please.
Why we have to recite
yes, sister.
time? Yes.
The question is, why do we recite Namo tassa bhagavato 3 times? Why?
Actually, sister Sangeeti sister give us the detail day before yesterday, but I I don't know how to pronounce the full name the Buddhas.
Three
The
Buddhas, three types of Buddhas.
Do you remember the names of the 3 types of Buddha?
No, I do not remember now.
Okay. Anyways, you are absolutely correct. We recite Namo Tassa 3 times because we are paying respect to the 3 types of Buddha. We call that Tika, right? Buddha Tika. So we have 3, right? We have Panya Tika Buddha, right? Like Samana Kotama Panya Tika, right? And then we have Sattha Tika. And then we have excellent. That is why we recite Namo Tassa 3 times, okay?
And why we recite 3 times, apart from there are 3 types of Buddhas, and actually all the Dhamma that we learn or we study from 3 types of Buddhas is the same Dhamma. Okay, so it has been confirmed that the Dhamma we study or we Sikkha, it's right from the beginning until the end. Yeah,
it's standard, it's universal. Anyway, so a little bit of a disclaimer here. So
okay, let me disclaim it first. This one is only an idea because lots of you, I understand that you can already recite Chitta and Cetasika and Rupa, right? Or some might like having some just to recite it, just a little bit of it. But anyways, we're going to teach you. But of course, the more you know about Cetasika, Rupa will be more detailed. But in this time, we're going to trying to articulate or simplify everything as much as we could and give you the big picture. So the Dhamma contents that we are delivering here, it's just only basic. It's only the big picture, and it should contain any inaccurate. Of course, sometimes it's not straightforward, but we just trying to make a clearer picture for everyone. So it's not 100% like Samma Titti. If you use Samma Titti, meaning you are talking into the Buddha's language already. But because we still have to borrow our English, we still have to borrow other languages to try to explain. So everything right now, it's just for you to give the concept of Dhamma. It's sometimes we would like to say that it's not 100% correct, but it's good enough for you guys to understand it.
Anything that is misinterpreted or whatever, always refer to the Tipitaka, okay? Yes. Because that's the source of all of this. Anyway, so again, so Dhamma for relationships, guys. The word relationships, what do you think about when you hear the word relationships? Like what kind of relationships? You guys can turn on the microphone as well or type in the chat box. Go ahead.
It's for anyone that you would like to save your time. It's okay to type out on the text box.
Okay, let's say that what kind of relationships are there in this world?
May I say something?
Yeah.
Relationship means father, mother, brother, sister, friends, husband, wife, son, daughter. Yeah, all these relatives, relationships. But here, one should be very good with other, with metta bhavana, so they can maintain a good bond and a good relationship among themselves.
All right.
Okay, yes. Excellent. Yeah, that's great. So yeah, that's an example of relationships for sure.
Healthy relationship should feel good, right? Healthy relationship should feel that you are like helping each other, right? Okay, that's another type of relationship.
Okay, so how about this? Why don't you explain about this part?
Oh, all right. So relationship started from relationship with yourself, right? How do you understand yourself? Or relationship with your mom, of course, the first lady that you met, right? Your parents, your dad, your mom, your siblings, right? Your relatives. And when you grow, your community apart from the families, we go to the group, right? When we go into school, we have our own group. When we go to the school and you join any community, so when you join what you call like anything that you are interested in,
like Sikkha Dhamma, right?
Sikkha Dhamma is another community, right? You join the sports, it's also another community, right? And what else? So the bigger group could be nations according to the areas, according to the region.
Yeah, and then like, you know, every kind of group of relationships, you know, there must be some kind of codes of conduct or rules that everybody has to abide by, you know, like for example, the nation, like whether it be India or Thailand, you know, we have our laws, right? So everybody must comply to that. Everybody must follow the laws, otherwise, you know, you get in trouble. And then the bigger picture would be the region. Like for example, here in Thailand, the bigger the region would be Southeast Asia, right? And then finally globally. So that's what we think about in terms of relationships, right?
Yes, they are from the micro part into the macro part. And you know what? Everyone knows that less people, less problem, right? Do you believe this? Do you agree in this? Less people, less problem.
Is it true? True or
Is that
false?
true?
True or false, guys? Comment in the chat box, or just to speak it out. But Anne?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, because what? Because we came from different backgrounds, right? If you are from the same family, you see that you have your own rules, and maybe that rule is only a couple rules, right? When you're living with only two people together, you might impose some rules that maybe is not that serious because we know each other well enough, and there's some rules that we trying to like live together peacefully. And if there's going to be 3, 4, 5 or more than 10 people, we're going to have more rules because what? Because akusala of everybody came from different background, different part, different personality. And that's why people, even though they are human beings, but they still have conflicts. That's why we're supposed to have the rule in order to behave to each other nicely.
Right. Okay, so that's like in terms of, you know, superficial, or let's say that amongst humans, you know, we must have rules. Now, how about this? What are the rules? What are the Buddhists' rules for governing? Like how do we govern ourselves as Buddhists?
Yes. How do we govern
what are these rules called?
Panchashil, Astashil, Dasashil. For example, Panchashil is very important right now.
Okay, what is important right now? Could you repeat that?
For the children, for just young people, they should follow the Panchashil, means not to kill, not to steal, not to do misconduct, not to tell lie, and not to drink alcohol.
Yeah, you have a pretty good idea actually. Pancha Sila, or let's just say Sila in general. So that's what we're gonna discuss today. We're gonna discuss Sila. Some people refer to as Vinaya, okay, but these two are actually different. And so, well, just to give you a scope for Vinaya. Vinaya means 20 years old, meaning it's a kind of Sila for Bhikkhu and Bhikkhuni. But that is also a kind of Sila as well. So we're gonna dive into today's topic by discussing what Sila really is in Buddhism. Okay, so now the question is, guys, we're asking you, where is Sila Not what is Sila, where
Where?
is Sila? Think about it, guys. Think about it. You guys can guess. Guess. If you said it wrong, no problem.
No problem.
No problem.
So we would know by now.
Yeah.
I want to ask Sila, Miss, it is from the mind that we should do. Sometime we do Kushal Kamma. So
yes.
Still means to follow some, not to do this. Means if it is wrong that we should not do. I think
Yes.
like this.
Mm.
So good. Okay, let me simplify this. You know, as I said, mentioned before, two people, when they live together, less problem. But more than two, or could be community, could be nations, of course, we're supposed to set the rules. But is there any rule that could keep people live peacefully together, unlimited amount of people? Meaning that, is there any rules that's going to teach people to control themselves, like unlimited in amount, which means that more than 5 people, if you obey this rule, you can live peacefully. 10,000 people, more than 10,000 people, it could be 100,000 people. If they stay in this rule, you can live peacefully. So it's a limited amount of people who attend, and you will not have any problem if you obey under this rule. So
where is Sila? Okay, we're gonna show you in a bit. Okay, so what can you do as Manusa? Manusa means human beings. We are all human beings, right?
yes.
What can we do to get along with each other better? It could be temporary, it could be permanently. What can we do? Okay, we must abide by the rules of Sila. Okay, so the question previously was, where is Sila? Okay, and I know some of you here knew the answer, but you guys didn't say it. Okay, Sila is in Punya Kiriya Watu 10. Are you guys familiar with the concept?
Punya Kiriya Watu 10. Have you heard about that before?
Yeah, usually
yes.
we say just Punya, right?
Ah.
But really the full name for Punya is Punya Kiriya Watu, and there are 10. So let's just run through all of this. In fact, can you guys remember all 10?
Yes.
Tell us.
Can you just tell us what these 10 are? Yeah.
And Aye Mahapathan.
Dana.
Go ahead.
Dana,
Yeah.
Sila.
Sila, Bhavna, Apachayana, Deyavacha, Patidana, Patnudana, Dhamma Desna,
and Ditujuka.
Satu. Okay, you guys are excellent.
Okay. So as a human being, if you would like to collect all kusala, we start from Punya Kiriya Watu 10.
And as you can see here, Sila or Sila Maya, all right? Sila Maya is a part of Punya Kiriya Watu 10. But the thing is, Sila, unlike the other 9 Punya Kiriya Watu, Sila refers to
Kaya.
Okay, don't say it, okay.
So,
Kaya and
Okay, yeah, you guys know. And what? And Kaya and Vaji, right? Kaya and Vaji. You know, Kaya Kama, Vaji Kama, right? So the other 9, whether it be Thana or Pavana, Apachayana, Vaya, Vacha, Patithana, Patanumotana, Thamma, Savana, Thamma, Tesana, Titushu, Gamma. These were all Mano, right? Mano, Gamma, Mano. So M for Mano, right?
yes.
That's why when we say that Sila is very important for relationships, is because if you have Sila, you are able to control your Kaya and Vaji. So what are Kaya and Vaji? We're gonna take a look, okay? The second part of this, how does Sila dictate us? Okay, so how does the Sila dictate us? Well, we have the thing called Kusala Kamma Patha 10.
Are you familiar with this?
Are you familiar with this? Sangkamita?
กุศลกรรมปะทะ
Kusala Kamapata 10.
Yes, sir.
Yes, great. So you can see in red, highlighted in red, okay, we have Kaya Kama 3 and Vaji Kama should be 4 here.
Four.
4. Okay. So if it's correct, right, it's called Sujarita. Okay. Like Kaya Kama Sujarita, that's the full name, right? Because it could be Tujarita. Tujarita means bad, right? It means akusala. But Sujarita means it's good. So let's say that if you can control your Sila, right, you are able to control your Kaya Kama 3 and Vaji Kama 4. And what's in Kaya Kama 3? Well, we have Panatipata Veramani, right? Like in Panchasila, you know, you're familiar with this Panatipata Veramani Sikkha Patang Samadhiyami, right? Okay, so Atinnathana as well, Atinnathana Veramani, and you guys continue, right? Game Sumichajara Veramani. These 3 are called Kaya Kamma, right? And if it's Kusala, it's Sujarita, which is good, basically. Okay. And the next part is Vaji Kamma. Okay, Vaji Kamma is also part of Sila. If you do good deeds, right? If you make Kusala, there are 4, right? We have Musavata Veramani. We need to have Veramani here because Veramani is going to help control the Tujarita, the Akusala, right? Pisunavata Veramani, Parusavata Veramani, and Sampapalapa Veramani. So these 2, Kaya Kamma and Vaji Kamma, right? These 2 are a part of Sila, right?
Sila in Punya Kriya Wattu.
Sila in Punya Kriya Wattu, right? As for the other 3, Manokama 3, if it's Kusala, right? If it's Kusala, it's called Manokama Sujarita 3. We have Anapicha, Apayapata, and Sammatiti. Okay, so just to explain to you conceptually.
All right.
Okay, and continue.
So, but before you can really do the Punya Kriya Wattu, if you're going to make it into the right path, of course, when you're doing something, you're supposed to have the drive that take you to do it. It should be from Maha Kusala Citta 8.
Okay, so
let me talk about it.
Let's show everyone the big picture.
The big picture,
right? Because now we know that Sila is a part of Punya Kriya Wattu 10, right? So in the big picture, where is Punya Kriya Wattu? In the big picture, what is that a part of the big umbrella? What is this umbrella?
When we say Sadhu, Sadhu, Sadhu,
And
what?
Navuti Upaniti Panta, because Navuti means 90, right? So this is only 10, guys. This is only 10. So the 10 here, Punya Kriya Wattu 10, is actually a part of Punya Kriya Wattu 30, right here, 30, right? And the Punya Kriya Wattu 30 is a part of what is called Navuti Upaniti Panta. When we Sadhu, right? Sadhu, 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 Navuti Upaniti Panta Anumotami. So we know that there are a total of 90 elements here that will help you to collect, you know, Punya, Kusala.
Completely through, like, we would like to, every time when you're making merit or we make Kusala, we would like to complete every single channel of the Punya. So that's why we keep saying Navuti Upaniti Panta, which consists of Punya Kriya Wattu 30, and how it becomes 30.
Okay, anyone here knows? Anyone here knows? Give you 3 seconds. 3.
I think no, they know already.
Oh, okay, great. So now we're gonna show you how is it 30. Okay, you guys see this? We have something called Jetana, right? If you know Jetana, you know, it's like Jetasika. You've heard of that before, right? And that's going to cause, you know, kusala citta to be kusala kamma, all right? Akusala citta to be akusala kamma. But anyways, whenever we do punya kriya vatu, it's not just this life. We need to have the background. Pupa cetana, Pupa cetana, Munja cetana, and Apara cetana. Okay, so Pupa cetana basically is the past. It's our past, past punya. Okay, that allowed us to recall,
or stimulates us, or what you call it, and Pupa is something that you already made, and it's become your supporter to do something good further.
Okay, just by concept, guys.
By concept.
And it's operated by Mahakusala Citta 8. And then we have Munja Cetana, right? It's operated by Yana Sampayutta Mahakusala Citta 4. Okay, because it has Panya Cetasika. Okay, we won't go into details just yet, maybe some next lessons. And Apara Cetana, that's operated by Mahakusala Citta 8. But anyways, 1, 2, and 3, 3 times 10 is 30.
Yes, and you can see, you notice, before you can go into Navuti Upaniti Pantha, if you don't know anything about Mahakusala Citta, you don't know anything about Citta, Cetasika, and Rupa. In order to go through this funnel, it's very difficult. And sometimes what you do from outside, and if you don't have the Citta, Cetasika, Rupa, Lakhanati Chatuka as the foundation of everything that you're going to do in the future, it's very difficult to get everything into Punya Kiriya Vatu. So that's why you're supposed to have the Citta, Cetasika, Rupa as the foundation.
Right, okay. And the next part, now we have 30, all right? We're missing 60. What's the next 30? The next 30 is Kusala Kammapatha that we showed you earlier. So let's start with the basic 10, right? Kusala Kammapatha 10, we have Kaya, okay? Kaya, Vaci, Mano, okay? So Kaya Kamma 3, Vaci Kamma 4 again, and Mano Kamma 3. So yeah, let's run through this. Panatipata, Atinatana, Kame Sumichachara, that's Kaya Kamma. Vaci Kamma would be Musavata, Pisunavata, Parusavata, and Sampapalapa. Finally, Mano Kamma, we have Anapicha, Apayapata, and Samatiti. And we need to times 3, right? So times 3 by itself, Kaya Kamma, Vaci Kamma, Mano Kamma, making it 30, right? Making it 30. 1, 2, 3, right? 3 times 10 is 30. Okay. And the remaining part is tada, parami. And look, when we say parami, we don't mean parami of the Buddha or Bodhisattva, right? We mean parami of Savaka, you know, for us ordinary people. And so starting with the basic 10, parami 10, right? Parami 10. So we have Thana parami, Sila again is appearing here. So Sila parami, Nekhamma parami, Panya parami, Viriya parami, Khanti parami, Satcha parami, Atithana parami, Metta parami, and Upekha parami. So with us, ordinary people, right? We have the most basic parami, we call Hina parami, right? So, and yeah, we next Machima parami and Panita parami. So 1, 2, 3, right? Times 10 is 30. So 30, 30, 30 is 90. So in case you didn't know, you know, what Navuti Upaniti Pantha was composed of, now you know. Now you know.
And of course, in order to collect everything as Navuti Upaniti Pantha, only one way you can do is Sikkha Dhamma, to understand every single element. And the more you understand, the more that it's going to keep and collect it collect it as your punya in the future.
Yeah, because everything is connected. For example, like when we say punya kriya vatu, we don't know, oh, what is punya? You must know that punya actually comes from maha kusala citta 8, right? And then if you know about cetasika, then you know about anya samana cetasika, and then sopana cetasika 25.
That's why the more you know about punya kriya vatu, you have to go back to Sikkha about citta, cetasika, and rupa, because one citta have to work with cetasika.
Right. Yeah.
Cetasika has to work with citta.
There are functions as well, and you must know also kiriya. When we say punya kiriya vatu, now okay, punya kiriya. What? So you must know ahetuka kiriya citta 3. Now, if you could recite citta, then you would know exactly what we talk about. So we have the pancha tawara vachana, right? Ahetuka kiriya citta, right? Then we have mano tawara vachana, okay, which is ahetuka kiriya, you see kiriya citta, and then we have hasitupatha, ahetuka kiriya citta as well. You see kiriya citta, very, very important in order to make punya and kusala. You will discover this later on, but the foundation must be clear. And then vatu here, vatu is not just about vatu like this, like vatu 4, like for example, you build a temple, you provide food for bhikkhu bhikkhuni, etc., etc. Vatu here becomes vatu 6, right?
Vatu 4
Jakku vatu, sota vatu, kana vatu, shuha vatu, kaya vatu, hataya vatu. Yes. So just to give you a rough idea, right? Everything is profound.
Everything is very detailed. The more you Sikkha Dhamma, the more kusala you can keep it inside.
One word can break down into so many details, okay? Yes. So, but today we're laying down the foundation. Anyway, so how can Dhamma help relationships? How can Dhamma help your relationships? What do you think?
How to buffer anger, how to live peaceful life with anybody.
Okay. Well, let's go into it. We're going to explain how it helps you. But quick question, which citta, there are 112 citta, right? Total.
121.
121 citta total. So which citta were we born with? There is one citta.
As a Manusa.
We're humans, right? As Manusa, which citta were we born with? Anyone here knows?
There is only one. Take us to become human.
Turn on the microphone.
Anybody can answer?
It starts with Upekha.
Sagatang santirana sitang asangkarikang kama vachara ahetuka kushala vipaka citang.
Beautiful.
Sadhu, sadhu.
Yeah, here it is. So what Sankirti and Ayye Mahapatana just recited is this very citta here. Upekha sahakatang santirana cittang asangkarikang kama vachara ahetuka kusala vipaka cittang. If you don't know citta, it's okay. Just listen first. You'll be all right. The more you listen, the more you get it.
So the function, this function of this citta is going to make us as a human, because we have done something right before, and this citta take us to become human as the function of human.
Right, and it leads us to being born. Okay,
born
actually not just being born, to die as well. We call that jutti, right? Patisanti jutti. So that's why we call this is jutti citta or patisanti citta. But anyways, we are born with this. Just to give you a picture, let's look at this diagram here. Every human being, no matter who they are, we are born with akusala citta 12. Remember akusala citta 12? Lopa mula citta 8, tosa mula citta 2, and moha mula citta 2, right? Making it 12. But as we are humans, right? It means that in the past, we must have done something correct. We must have listened to the Buddha. And that is why we are protected. We are protected by Maha Kusala Chitta 8, right? Starting with Yana Sampayutta Chitta 4, Yana Vipayutta Chitta 4, right? We are protected. We are born with this Chitta. That's why we weren't born as a dog or a cat or an alligator, right? We have the ability to continue to Sikkha or study Dhamma, right? This is what we are born with. However, as we're living, look at these pictures. We get annoyed, we fight, we have conflicts, we get belittled, we get frustrated, depressed, and we feel like, you know, resentful.
We have all kind of feelings. We have emotions, and all the emotions is to represent akusala that we have in our mind, in our body.
Yeah, exactly. And so look, okay, yes, we are born with this. We are protected by birth. However, the way that we live our lives, look at that. We are being dictated by lopa, citta, tosa citta, and moha citta, or akusala citta 12, right?
So yeah, even though you can see that we already use human form as this, you see, we become human by this citta already, right? Sorry, become human by this citta. But when we are acting, when we are hungry, when we are talking to other people, we don't use akusala to live our life. Okay, we don't use mahakusala citta live our life. Normally we do this.
Yeah, normally we live
it's on the right side.
Yeah, on the right side, this side here. Okay, and so what happens? Like let's say if you don't have Sila, you don't know Sila, you don't know how to control your Kaya, Kamma, or Vachi Kamma, then what happens? Let's look at the types of Manusa here. Manusa means humans, right? So how do you live your life? Like try to evaluate, like how do other people behave in their lives, right? They could live the life as, for example, you know, Manusa Nirayo. Yes, they were born as humans, as Manusa.
They already use human form.
But they get angry all the time. And some people even kill each other. You know, they rape and do so many horrible things, right? They're Manusa Nirayo. This is how they're living their lives. How about Manusa Peto? You know, people who steal stuff, people who lie and cheat and are unethical, right? These are Manusa Peto, right? How about Manusa Tirachano? They don't know anything. They don't care. They don't want to know.
They just live their life. They don't care why they're born. And as a human being, what next you should develop yourself. So some people didn't care. That's why they just live and eat, becoming ignorant. So that's how it's going to happen.
Yeah, exactly. And so what's next? Well, if you let yourself to live your life in such a way, right? Even though you were born with, on the left side here behind me, you know, Upekha sahkatang santirana citang asangkarikang kama vachara ahetuka kusala vipaka citang as human or chatumahara shikateva, right? However, if you're living your life not knowing
anything,
Dhamma, cannot control yourself, cannot control your kaya and vachi, in the future, you'll be born with this citta. Okay, it's very similar to this side here. It's upekha sahakatang santirana cittang asangkarikang kama vachara akusala vipaka cittang. Look, akusala. That's not good. That's not good. Okay. That will lead you to the other 4 bhumi, right? The Niraya bhumi, Peta bhumi, Asurakaya bhumi, and Tirachana bhumi. You cannot become humans with this citta, okay? If you want to become humans or even higher as Teva, right? You want to be born in heaven, then you must behave yourself and you must be a Manusa Tevo, okay?
So in order to get into this form as Manusa Tevo, as you are living your life right now, so you have to collect all the Dhamma, right? Citta, Citta, Rupa, you Sikkha all the lessons and trying to realize that every day what you should do and how could you do it every day until the end, like could be forever.
Okay, so we're gonna try to speed up a bit here. Anyway, so here, basic roadmap to Nippana. And I say basic, okay? Basic roadmap to Nippana. Do you guys want to know? Okay, we'll show you. So, okay, how your citta evolve. So, you know, there are 121 citta, right? Like, how do your citta evolve, you know, starting from this point here, right? Starting from this point. You have akusala citta. Let's say you are being dictated in your life by akusala citta 12, but then what happens? You're very lucky. You got to meet the Buddha, okay? Remember at the beginning of the lesson, we said the Buddha is Buddha Vajana or Tipitaka, 84,000 Dhammakanta, like Ms. Sankamita said. Yes?
Yes, from the enlightenment from Buddha, and it's always outside.
Right. And say, for example, you just know one citta. So manasa sahakatang titikata sampayutang asankharikang kama vachara akusala lopha mula cittang. Let's just say that you know just one. Then what happens? Something's going to happen in your citta and your chavana citta, right? So, you're going to improve, you're going to develop your citta. Now notice that Mahakusala citta 8 has gotten bigger. Yes, you're still being dictated by Akusala citta 12.
It's not enough yet, but at least you know when you are boost, you take the Buddha Vajana from outside, the right Buddha Vajana from outside in, and it's going to grow your Mahakusala citta. But of course, it's not only one citta, and you're going to feel free.
It's just an example.
Yes, but actually, you should recite. You should continuously Sikkha Dhamma, so it's going to keep yourself active.
Yeah, and what happens if you continue to Sikkha Dhamma? Example, you recite another citta, right? Here would be sasankharikang so manasa sahakatang titikata sampayutang sasankharikang kama vachara akusala lopha mula cittang. Boom.
So from outside to
the Buddha
inside,
is going to help you. There. Okay, look at that.
You could see that how do we develop or evolve Buddha Vajana, the Kusala.
Now look at who is the dominant force. Mahakusala citta 8 is now the dominant force. It overpowers akusala citta 12. Look at that.
That's why you can maintain a human form or deva form, but you need to know the right thing.
Right. You continue to Sikkha Dhamma. So manasa sahakatang titikata vipayutang asankharikang kama vachara angkusala lopha mula cittang. Again, same process. You are developing, right? You are evolving. And look at that. Mahakusala citta 8 are now clearly the dominant power here, right? Because it completely controls akusala citta 12. And eventually you be born as a Teva, you know, from Tawatingsa, and then keep on going and to become Rupa Brahma, right? And eventually you can become, you know, Arya Pukhala, right?
Yes. So these are the platform of pathway, and I know this is the very simple, like we trying to make it as simple as possible, but actually in order to do this or in order to achieve it, it requires your time and devotion,
right,
to do it every single day.
Okay, so now the 3 scenarios for relationships. I think this is going to be quite fun. Okay, so we have 3 couples. You know, couples are like, you know, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, and wife. So 3 scenarios, right? Scenario number 1. Whoops, okay. No Dhamma, guys, no Dhamma. What happens if the 2 people have no Dhamma? Well, they're going to be dictated by akusala citta 12, right? You know, they have needs and desires and love and infatuation for tosa. You feeling hurt, belittled, you get angry, feelings. You feel resentful, and moha. It's like you are unaware of the surroundings. You don't know what is going on in your life. You don't know how these things are going to take you, what they're going to do to you in your citta. Yeah, exactly. And so, number 1, we have John and Anne, right? So look, they're having a conflict. They're fighting, Like if you have a partner, you know, like everybody fights, right? Why? Because we are born with akusala citta 12.
It's very easy for everybody to get angry at somebody.
Yeah, exactly. And look at Anne here. Anne is obviously angry, right? So she is also
driven by akusala citta 12.
So this is what they would say. This is what they would say. Well, John might say, hey, you shouldn't talk to me like that. You know, that was rude, right? And then Anne would respond, well, you deserved it, you know. So this is like very typical of a relationship, right? Let's say like if you don't know Dhamma, you don't know how to control your Kaya and Vaci, right? This is very, very typical. You agree? Now, number 2, the two people understand Dhamma, but no practice. They don't practice, right? They cannot control themselves.
They
still
know a lot of Dhamma, but they cannot control themselves still.
Okay, even though they want to, but it's so difficult, it's still better than not, you know, knowing at all. So let's take a look at Matt and Linda, right? Matt and Linda are boyfriend and girlfriend. So of course, you know, both Matt and Linda, they were born with akusala citta 12, right?
It's easier to get angry with each other.
Yeah,
anyways.
and luckily, they found the Buddha. They found the Buddha and they discovered citta, especially Mahakusala citta 8, right? So what happens when these two are
they
fighting?
know Dhamma anyways.
Yeah, and so what does Matt say, Mickey?
I know I'm angry because of my akusala. I'm angry because of myself. I'm angry because something from me, from inside of me, trying to express it. So like other people or other things surrounding, it's just only the booster, but it's not the real cause of anger. The real cause of anger came from people themselves.
Okay, and how would Linda respond, Mickey?
Linda would say, yeah, and I can't stand your behavior. Of course, it's my dosa, citta as well.
Okay.
So it's easy that people came from different backgrounds. When they're living together, this always has conflicts. That's why, as Ajahn used to teach us, that couple, it's like the most dangerous. It could be the good way and the bad way as well, because you're living together 24/7, and if you came from different background, of course it's going to have more problem. And it's not the relationship like your boss that you came back home and you don't have to listen to them anymore, but as a couple, it's every single moment that you have to be together, and the friction there, it's always like booster our dosa anyways. But as long as you know Dhamma, sometimes you still have that reaction because it's automated.
Yes, right. Okay, and then finally, this is ideal.
Ideal.
Yeah, if you understand Dhamma and you practice it to a T, okay? So you have Ben and Mickey, yay! We're great examples.
I would say it's ideal, it's not us, okay?
Yeah, actually, it's not true. It's not us.
True.
We still cannot you know, make it to this level. We are trying. So Ben and Mickey were born with akusala citta 12, okay? And Ben and Mickey have found the Buddha, and we know citta 121, especially Mahakusala citta 8. Luckily, you know, when we have a conflict, I would say, hey, Mickey, okay, you know, there's a list of problems that, you know, that we haven't settled and we need to discuss. And then Mickey would say,
oh, no problem. After the talk, do you want to go recite Dhamma with me?
That's ideal. That's ideal. We're trying to.
It's not true anyways. We fight first.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're probably more like number 2 right now. But hopefully, you know, it's like slowly getting to number 3, but it's very difficult.
So the point is that if, okay, as a human being, and we are not like get into the ordination would really save and protect you, because you have to be aware of your Kaya and Vaci, because you have 227 as a
the Vinaya for
Bhikkhu,
for men.
And for women, it's going to be 311 Sila that you have to
Right.
use that to lead your life. But we as a lay person, like people just get angry easily. If you can aware of kusala, or you can aware that okay, sometimes it's because the Dhamma always leads us to be different in personality. So it's easy for you just to get some conflict with another. That's why we say if we have the Vinaya, the best way is just to becoming the Sawaka of Buddha, right? So if you have that Sila with you all the time, so even like just small conflicts will never happen.
And look at the pictures of Ben and Mickey here. Now, when you can control yourself, when you have Mahakusala Citta and you practice it, right? Look at that. Look what is being protected. We are being protected by Sila, because Sila helps to control Kaya and Vaci.
Yes.
Okay. You know, like, okay, the best thing to do is for you to Sikkha Dhamma, and it's going to help fix the inside. But it's going to result in, okay, partly in Pavatika, but mostly you're going to see a very clear result in the next life, more so than in this life, okay? Because we're already born with Upekha, Santirana, Hetuka, Kusala,
It's the
Vipaka.
result from the past. But right now, if you would like people to feel comfortable with you, even though how much, like a lot of people know lots of Dhamma, and if you behave yourself, that other people could really understand that when you Sikkha Dhamma and you take it all in both Kaya, Vaci, Mano, meaning that your behavior should change and people would respect you more. So this is how we're trying to not only Sikkha Dhamma and trying to Sikkha Vinaya. Because if you have a very good behavior, people would respect anyways.
Okay, we should continue. So guys, look at this. Sila, finally, Sila controls Kaya and Vaci. And if you practice hard enough, what's going to happen? You're going to have good relationships. Not just the romantic relationship, but relationships in general, right? You can have good relationships with your parents, with your children, with your siblings, with your relatives, with your colleagues at work, with everyone in the community, right? And if you are ordained, if you are ordained as Bhikkhu or Bhikkhuni, you have the 227 precepts or Vinaya to control you, right? And for Bhikkhuni would be 311, Samanera would be 10, Sila. If everybody follows the Buddha's teaching of Sila to a T, nobody is going to have a fight ever, okay? But we know we're imperfect, we're not perfect, we make mistakes. And so we're trying to get to that level where, you know.
So right now, if you're Sikkha Dhamma already, you should really, apart from understand it from inside, and if you would like people to feel that, wow, Sikkha Dhamma really help you change and really make you become a better person, people would respect and people will follow what you do. So it's another way to disseminate Dhamma, is becoming like adjust your behavior according to Vinaya as much as possible.
Okay, so we have a good example in Suttanta as well in the past during the Buddhist time. So we had Maha Visakha Vatta Pirata Sota Panna Maha Upasika, right? And then the partner is Than
Punna Vattana.
Punna Vattana Kumara Vatta Pirata Sota Panna as well. So these two were example of a couple, okay, in the past.
Yes.
Okay.
And because of the Mahavisakha, Mahavisakha know a lot of Vinaya, and she's back then she knows a lot of Vinaya and about how to make Jivara in many lives, and that's why she got the Mahalada Prasad in the in the era that was Mahavisakha.
Yeah.
So everything, it's not like only one life and she got that. No, actually she has been accumulated Dhamma in the way that she knows it's going to happen. For example, about Jivara, she like made a lot of Jivara, and those Jivara is correct according to Dhamma Vinaya. So she is the example of that.
Yeah, and so we are trying to also behave ourselves, Sikkha Dhamma a lot, behave ourselves in a certain way that, you know, hopefully, ultimately, we would reach Nippana, and we would like to thank Anumotana, Tan Tipitaka, Thamacharya, Sushata, Nakon, and everybody, Tan Angkakuna, Arya Dhamma, Sotapanna, who's right here.
Many Dhammacharya
Dhammacharya here, our parents, mom and dad, my dad already Jutti. But anyways, we want to thank Anumotana Pante Aye as well, and everyone here for, you know, giving us the opportunity to continue to study or Sikkha Dhamma, and now it's time for us to also teach Dhamma to newer people. So we are honored to be doing that. So thank you and Anumotana everyone in the process. And guys, so before we end the session here, now that you know we came from Akusala Chitta 12 and a bit of Kusala, Mahakusala Chitta 8, right? So the way that we live our life here, okay, we must try to Sikkha Dhamma in order for us to be able to control our Kaya and Vachi, right? And so now it's time to evolve your Chitta, right?
The more you learn, the more Mahakusala Chitta is growing outward, and after that is have the power to control over Akusala Chitta.
Exactly, and the best way to do that is to recite Chitta 121, Cetasika 52, and Rupa 28. So these are the basics or the foundation. Every time when we teach, you know, we always encourage you to try to memorize all that. Because if you are able to do that, we have so many more things that we want to teach.
Yes, it's going to help you make Punya Kiriya Wattu 10, Kusala Kammapatha, right?
And Parami.
It's going to be a lot easier. So the Buddha already paved a path for you guys. So just start from the beginning, do it every day as long as you're happy to do it. And every day, a little bit, that's fine, but it has to be forever.
Okay, finally, guys, I want to turn on your microphone and share your experience real quick, you know. So what did you learn from this lesson, and what's like the best thing that you are able to take away from this?
Yes, please. We would like to know your feedback so we could know how to prepare the next lesson.
Yeah, just anything. What did you like the most about the lesson? Yeah, go ahead and turn on your microphone.
So if it's still too difficult to understand, please let us know.
Okay. So Mr. Sankamita said in the chat box that Sila controls Kaya and Vachi. That's correct. That's correct. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. So you paid attention just like everyone here, I'm sure. Okay. So guys, that was it for this Dhamma lesson about Dhamma for relationships by me, Ben, and Mickey. So thank you very much, guys. Anumotana, everyone watching here on Zoom and on Facebook as well. Anumotana Satu. So we sati Arya Maka, we sati Samanya Pala Eka
Nippana
ในประวัติการนี้เธอ
Satu Satu Navati Upani Panta Anumotami and Sankiti and Ayi Mahapatana, your Thai sounded really good. Doshia Plan Nepawatikani turn. Sounded just like Thai. Yeah.
So, okay, it's time for small talk. Anyone would like to share anything? เป็นยังไงบ้างคะวันนี้กล่าวอนุโมทนาท่านธรรมอาจารย์ทุกท่านด้วยนะคะ
สนุกค่ะ
ครับสาธุครับหลายคนบอกว่าโอ้วันนี้มาราธอนมากเลย ฟังอาจารย์สุชาติแล้วก็มาฟังอันนี้ต่อโมทนานะครับทุกท่าน Okay. Anyone wants to say anything?
No, I mean, is anyone have question?
Yeah.
Because it's maybe cannot summarize, but maybe we have some question in your mind.
Yeah, now is the time to ask questions, you know. I'm sure like you must, you know, want to know something. Yeah, very important topic we learned, Miss Sankamita said.
Thank you.
Any questions? Ayen Mahapatana, any question?
Sir, I would like to ask one question as types of Manusa. Okay, here we learn about Manusa Niraya, Manusa Peto, Manusa Tirchana. But as we have learned that there are 4 hells, Niraya, Peta, Asura, and Tirchana. Then why Manusa, Asura is not there here? Today, what we have learned. So here are only 3, and the 4th one is Manusa Devo. Then
Okay,
why
okay,
Manusa,
that might be correct. Let me just refer to the book, but actually there are 7 of them, as I remember, because there's Manusa Manuso as well, and then Manusa Tevo, Manusa Pramo, and then there's the other one that is like I think yeah, but anyways, I don't have the book with me. Arahanto, did you say? Who said that?
Manusa Arahanto.
So Dr. Sonap, can you run through all the types of Manusa for us, please?
One is Manusa Manut Nirayo. Second, Manusa Peto. And then Manut Tirachano. 4, Manusa Tevo. 5, Manusa Promo. And 6, Manus Arahanto. And 7, Manusa Putto.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. So,
sense.
okay, absolutely right. So guys, correct the information. Okay, so these are all the 7. If we're just talking about the slide before, the Asura Kaya, just cross it out. Okay, great that you guys have caught this. So
ไม่มี
ไม่มีใช่ไหม Okay.
Just Sankamita said like, okay, there are 4 types of
Oh, I understood that like there was a mistake or something.
No,
I couldn't
no
remember what it
mistakes.
was.
So actually it's about by behavior. Okay, we're born as a human.
Oh,
but
I see.
The way we behave, we could be, if we are like very angry,
right.
like angry all the time, it could be Manusa Nirayo, right?
Right.
If you act like you are hungry all the time, if you act like you are you live with no clue, you live with no passion, you live with no purpose, it could be Tirachano, because you just live and eat and do nothing, you don't have your thought, so it could be Nirayo. But Asura Kaya, like it's by behavior we have only 3.
Yeah, because they have to look at what is the drive here, what is the key driver. Okay, so for example, let me scoot over. Nirayo is driven by Tosa. Okay, Tosa Chitta, you know. Manusa Nirayo is driven by Tosa, right? That's why they get angry, they kill, right? Manusa Peto is driven by what? Can you guess? Lopa, right? And then Manusa Tirachano is driven by Moha Chitta, right?
Yeah.
So we are talking about their behavior. How they behave in their lives, right?
We have all of this and we can't deny it. We still hungry, right? We still angry. Sometimes we did something wrong because we didn't aware that that is not good. So actually our human being, our behavior in daily lives is always like this. And that's why we have to feel in Dhamma in order to control.
Okay, so now I understand, Miss Sankamita. Got it. Okay, anything else?
Thank you. Now I understood. Thank you, sir and ma'am.
Yeah, pleasure. Okay, so let's wrap it up. Very important that we must understand Chitta, Chitta, Sikkha, Rupa. the best if we could memorize them so we can, continue studying the more profound Dhamma. And also if we do that, we're going to evolve our citta, right?
Yes.
And we're going to be able to control our kaya and vaci, but not only kaya and vaci, manokama as well. Okay, so that is what we aim to do.
Good, you do good because of Dhamma, not because you're trying to please others, because you want to become a better, like having better life, or you know the good Dhamma and that's why you behave well. It's not because you're trying to please others and let other people say you are good. No, that's just not the point of having Dhamma, right?
Anyways, Dhamma is fun. The more you study, the more you Sikkha. It's going to be really exciting. So it's just what we experienced anyway. So, just keep on doing it and you will really enjoy it. Anyways, Motana everyone. Satu, 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 Namuti Upaniti Panta Namotami. Bye guys.
See you
Bye.
See ya guys.
Satu.
Bye. Satu khap.
สาธุค่ะ
Satu khap.
สาธุค่ะเบนมิกิ
Satu khap. Okay.